But I won't go back to the ball. Let's see. Excuse me, young lady. What's that? Would you mind having a wee chat with me? Oh no, it'd be a joy.
I believe that shit. Everyone is taught these lies when they go to school. But I won't go back to the ball. And anyone who doesn't look again must love the rulers. I won't go back to the ball. I can't believe that shit. 'Cause when you take a step back and look at it, everything they show you is CGI. Gotta ask you still why. Well, you can tell me gravity accounts for space and time, but I won't go back to the ball. 'Cause I won't trust my senses over Newton and Einstein. I won't go back to the ball. I can't believe we believe that shit. 'Cause when you take a step back and look at it, everything they show us is CGI. Gotta ask yourself why.
So what's your name?
My name is Lisette Aviles.
Do you think you've been told the truth about the world in which we live in?
Sorry, could you repeat it again, the question?
The information that we're given about the world in which we live in, do you think we're being told the truth?
To be honest, it depends on the source, according to my understanding, because if you just listen to news from, I don't know, BBC, CNN, it's actually a quite, like pessimist, because usually like the news in that kind of sources is just attacks, like really, really bad things. However, I think that there are many people that are doing wonderful things in the world, but it's not in the news, so usually it's more difficult to access to that kind of information.
Why do you think it's mostly negative news they give you?
To be honest, I don't know. Probably it's because that kind of news cause more impact in the audience. However, actually, I disagree with that because, many of my friends, they don't watch TV or the news because of that, because it's so depressing just listening bad news all the time instead of maybe just know about wonderful projects around the world, about positive things.
What if I said to you the reason was to keep you in fear?
It's also like a really tricky, because at the same time, for instance, with all of these attacks, like around the world, especially here in the UK, the first reaction is just to be more afraid.
Yeah.
For instance, not go to London so often, or maybe not just go freely to these massive events. However, it's tricky at the same time because we know that the only way to live is just to be free, and at the same time it's just about chance. However, it depends how people just perceive that. For instance, for me, it's really important to have the information, although can be quite negative. For me, it's really important to know in order to understand what happened. However, I know that we have more wonderful things, more wonderful projects that are going on, and normally they are not in the TV. So in my case, although I would like to know the news, I'll try to live my life, free and be positive and just go out and share with more people.
Excellent, yeah. But you agree, you perhaps are not being told the truth about everything. Is that fair to say?
I think that, you know what, the truth is subjective at the same time, because the truth depends on the perspective that everyone can have.
Is there any objective truth?
To be honest, I don't think so.
Are you as an entity, me as an entity, are standing here talking apart? Is that a truth?
That is my truth in this case, or the truth that I perceive.
But if we ask everybody in the park, we do not agree to that.
Can be, can be not. So probably if we, for instance, it's like this wonderful day in this case. So you can agree that, oh no, you know, this is the most lovely day ever. And if you ask like many people and they agree with that statement, can be like probably the truth is like, oh, the day is really nice. But probably if we ask someone from the Caribbean and you say, oh, how is the weather? Like, oh no, it's horrible, it's so chilly, and you know. But probably in this case, they can be the minority. So probably like the truth will be. So probably like the truth can be like a consensus.
I'm trying to get an agreed consensus at a base level before we're going forward. But I could go back to the basics, like water is wet, fire is hot.
Yeah.
They're self-evident truths or objective truths.
Yes.
But then, yeah, the more complex we make it, then the more different perceptions you get.
Yes.
Yeah. But I really believe there are truths there that we are two entities in the park talking, and in general, most people would agree with two entities in the park talking. But I think we too easily go off into theories rather than looking at the factual. You know, and believing theories over facts. You know, our observable facts are telling us what's there, but sometimes we listen to authority or a theory telling us something different.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's about, you know, the perception that we have about like different facts in this case is also related with the experience that we have related to these facts. So that is related with the perception that I can have. You know, for instance, for me now, freezing and wind, it just reminds me to living here in Scotland. So for me, it's like a really positive feeling when I feel like chilly and wind. But it's because I have like a really great experience here, which is different from the experience that I had in the past. For example, in the past, like grey days, raining, was more like related with sad period. And actually, the south of Chile is very similar to here, but I live in more in the center.
I see that, right?
Yeah.
How many miles is Chile away from Antarctica?
I mean, Punta Arenas, which is like the southest city, probably can be like 500 or 1,000 kilometers.
Have you ever wanted to go there?
Yeah.
Have you been?
No, in Antarctica, but in the bottom of the Patagonia, yeah, I've been there, in the Chilean and Argentinian side.
So have you not wanted to cross to Antarctica?
The thing is that it's really difficult because it's really expensive, because you need to take like a special ship, and that is super expensive, to be honest.
Do you think that's deliberate?
Sorry?
Do you think that's deliberate so people don't go there?
I don't know, maybe it's because, you know, the conditions, they need like in a specific shift and specific like conditions, so probably for that it's expensive.
Yeah. What are you studying?
I'm doing a PhD in nursing studies. I'm a nurse.
Nursing. Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Admirable profession.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I ask you a big, deep question now?
Sure.
The shape of the Earth. What shape is it?
The shape of the Earth. Do you mean in terms of value?
No. Is it square, triangle, round, oblong? What shape is it?
It's the Earth. Well, like circular, like with no ending. When you can say
a ball.
like a ball. Yeah.
I could ask you why you think that.
Science.
Science.
Yeah, in terms of.
Have you conducted your own experiments?
No. Oh. But I had access to, you know, like the images from the NASA, for instance, and
Are they not photographed? You said images.
Yes.
Are they not photographed?
Photographs and videos that they have available. Yeah.
What if I told you that they are not photographs?
Oh, that that's not true.
Yeah.
Well, it can be a bit shocking.
Beg your pardon?
Shocking. They're like, that would be
shocking.
amazing. Shocking.
They're actually CGI.
Okay.
There are no photographs of the Earth in space.
Okay, so just like images provided for a software or something
Images
like that,
stitched
right?
together and shaped in the ball.
Ah, okay.
There's a guy called Robert Simon who creates the blue marble shot every year, and he states that they're photoshopped.
I
Because they
didn't
have to
know
be.
that. Okay.
And NASA's own website say they're images, not photographs.
Okay. So images is the correct.
Now,
Okay.
you know the supposed moon landings, cough, cough. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, them and when astronauts are in space, nobody ever does a 360 with the camera.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I heard about that.
They can't turn in a circle because you would see the directors and the actors. So, do you actually believe they went to the moon?
Yeah, I know that about all of that kind of the contradiction about the images and about the proper information. So to be honest, I don't know. I don't think that is. I mean, it's important in the way of that a generation just believed that just going to the moon was possible. But on the other hand, I can say that it's not something that is shocking to me. Like, oh yeah, it was like everything was fake. Okay, yeah, can be a possibility. But I don't know. Probably, I think that was important in terms of the reaction. That just this idea of we can do things, we can just go forward. But yeah, I'm actually quite doubtful about that.
So, does it not bother you that if I say that you're not living on a ball and you've been lied to, that you live in a round ball and you don't? Would that not disturb you a little, or would you not? You don't care what shape you're living on?
No, I can say like, okay, maybe I can just accept if they say like, oh no, it's a triangle or whatever. Like, okay, it's fine.
So you and I have believed it when we were young that water can go round the ball, and we just believed that without any evidence.
Actually, we believe a lot of things without evidence.
Beg your pardon?
We believe in a lot of things that we don't have evidence.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just challenging people and asking them, why do you believe it then if you can't you can't show this actually exists? Like, they say gravity. Well, gravity is only a theory, but it's never been proven.
Yeah.
There's no evidence that gravity can keep water to a ball.
Yeah,
we accept it and we just conform and we believe, and it's not true.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think that is really, because if we started with these doubts and concerns, like the second step is just to try with experiments or something, in order to just try if it's true or not.
Well, have you ever been on the beach and seeing a boat go over the curvature?
I mean, yeah, I've been on a beach and with a kind of infinity.
Yeah, you just use a zoom camera or a telescope, and you'll see that ship come back into view. You'll see the bottom of the boat again. So proving it's not going over a curvature, because that can't see round corners. It's just going out of your line of perspective.
Yeah.
And I would say to you, flying from Chile to here, if you're on a ball, you have to fly up here. Planes don't fly like that, do they? Planes fly horizontal.
Yeah.
And you can look at the liquid in your glass, it's level, so you're flying level. Yet they tell us you can fly almost upside down in Chile and die.
Yeah, but at the same time, we believe in gravity.
It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic.
Is that for that reason that you just, like... Yeah.
That's an interesting word. I believe in gravity. But see, we can't prove gravity, we just accept it.
Yeah.
But an aeroplane flies level all the time once it's up to its gained height. Now, it flies using a gyroscope and an artificial horizon, so it's always flying level. Now, if you're on a ball, you'd fly out into space.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous because we don't use our critical thinking, we just accept.
Yes.
And there's gravity for an answer. So, okay, can you prove to me gravity?
Yeah.
So there's no evidence that we live in a ball, no photographs, and there's no footage of a satellite in space. It's all CGI cartoons. There's no footage of a rocket in space. It's all GI cartoons. And part of the reason I'm out doing things like this, there's millions of people becoming aware of this, and they're quite angry that NASA gets billions a year to give us cartoons and fake space stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a criminal act, you know, and you see all the homeless people, the poor people could do with that money, and they're stealing all that money every year. And we're like sheep just believing what they're telling us.
Yeah. No, I agree in terms of the important discussion about how we can just distribute better our resources.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
Without money, you could eradicate every social problem there is in society.
Yeah, but that is in the US, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
so probably like every country should, you know, assess like their own needs and based on that take decision in terms of how to distribute the money. However, we don't have like trees with coins and money. So like the decision to how to distribute that resources in every country is super difficult.
It is, but I just think it's an injustice about the criminal act that's been perpetuated and people aren't bothered, you know, that,
Yeah, actually, in some way that is crime with a tie, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like a proper with a gun.
Crime, white collar crime, absolutely. Yeah, and I suppose I'm just trying to raise people's awareness about that crime that's going on and that we're being brainwashed to believe we're on a spinning ball, you know, with water on it. You know. Anyway, I won't keep you further, but thank you very much for being part of that.
Thank you.
Well, it's just like Mary when you drink the tea. Get my hair with a rolling pin. I can't what things of me. I can't. Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, for I got them deep river blues. Let the rain right on, no, let the waves so weep alone, for I got them deep river blues. My old gal, she's a good old gal, smells like a waterfall, for I got them deep river blues. Ain't no one to cry for me, fish will go out on a spree when I got them deep river blues.
Glad I met you. I'm glad I met you.
I think we're on the same wavelength.
So, what's your name?
My name's Greg.
And can you give us just a wee background about your life, Greg?
Right, well, I got brought up in a good family. I was the oldest brother of 3 siblings. It's just my mother that's with us now because my dad passed away about 10-15 years ago. And I've worked all my life. I worked since I left the school. I've worked for 11 years at a powder company in Newbridge called Buccleuch, if anybody knows that place. It's shut down now though, but and then after that I went to a company called Halls in Broxburn. It was like an abattoir cum slaughterhouse, pig food processing plant. It wasn't a very good job. That didn't like it, but unfortunately that shut down as well. So then things started to go downhill in my life, you know. We lost my job and that. I got introduced to heroin. And, before that I was a recreational drug user, you know. I was like, took ecstasy, acid, marijuana, speed and all that sort of stuff, you know. Kind of just like experimentation, you know. We used to go to all the raves and that, but this had been going on for, well, I'd been doing that for 20 years and there was no problem. I managed to keep doing a job and that, but I meant to say when I was working at Halls, that's when I got introduced to heroin as well. But what we're saying, and as we were saying, so I lost my job at Halls, and that's when I deeply got into heroin, and things started to go downhill. I was pawning stuff, falling out with my mother and that, and this went on for about 10 years, so I lost everything, you know, it's a bit heavy, but so now I found myself homeless, but I'm changing my life around. I've been in the town for couple of months now, and I've not been in, I've not touched any.
For 10 months?
2 months, sorry.
Oh.
Two, yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, thanks very much.
Good on you, man.
I'm on a methadone script, but I'm just sticking to that at the moment. But I'm planning on working my way down, and I'm going to go and see the Edinburgh Council tomorrow. Hopefully they should be able to do something for me to get a shelter, you know, because I've been sleeping all around, like behind churches.
Have you tried the homeless drop-in centre?
No, I've not tried that one, no.
Because I used to work with the homeless, so I'll give you a few places you can go.
Oh, cool, man.
After this.
That's sound, aye.
As long as you're not too upset at me.
No. It's actually quite good, that.
Well.
So that's a little bit about my life. It's not everything, but it's just to let you ken a little bit about myself, you know.
Yeah, well, the beauty of doing the street interviews is to get a vast experience from all different walks of life, and you seem to be totally sorted with it at the moment.
Yeah, well, I've got myself stable at the moment. I mean, I've no, as I say, I've not touched the Mr. Nasty for. Well, I touched it once when I went to Edinburgh, and that was 2 months ago, but I've not touched it since. So I'm quite proud of myself as well. So it's
good, man, brilliant.
So
and the fact that you come
myself.
across is very positive, and it shows you it can happen to anybody, can't it? It's so easy. Isn't it?
They say everybody's like 3 steps away from homelessness.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I found like the churches in Edinburgh, they've been really so helpful. If it wasn't for them, you know.
They provided a lot of free meals.
The sisters at Lauriston, Sisters of Mercy, are lovely women. So they're so caring and that, you know.
So my subject is about critical thinking and how you perceive the world. Do you think you're being told the truth about the world in which you live in?
No way, no.
So where do you get your information from that informs you about the world in which you live?
It's been the YouTube. YouTube's very, very, very good for it, if it wasn't for YouTube, my eyes wouldn't have been open to a lot of things, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think a lot of people...
I'd have still been walking about with blinkers on, you know.
Yeah. Because although a lot of people use it for media and superficial things, it's tremendously educational.
Oh, definitely, yeah. For things that range for the whole spectrum of things, you know. It's really good. It is.
And the fact that an independent person like you and me can see something and put it up there rather than get it through a corporate news media, you know, and see it real. It's fantastic.
Aye.
Can I ask you what shape you think the Earth is?
Well, they say it's spherical, but.
Do you think that could be another lie, or do you think it is?
I think it's more of a flattish shape, maybe flat, roundish, bumpy type of thing, you know.
And what makes you think that?
I think it's just that. I think it's like the ruling elite there. Maybe they're keeping themselves rich, and they're keeping us dumbed down for some strange reason or something, you know. And also believe we've been lied about Christianity and the whole religion, you know. That's another thing to keep the masses quiet and follow them, you know. Believe in the wrath of God, you know. But if there's a God, and he's that so good, why is he going to? Yeah, you know what? But that's going to a different thing.
No, but it's. Control is the word, it's all related.
Yeah,
I think that is, you're right, I agree. I think it's social control. It's how to control people through do what you're told or you'll go to hell. So listen to your government. And the people's fearing it, so they're going to obey. Interesting, you know, I was looking at history and if this part of history is true, the medieval kings and that, they were wondering how they can control all these lands all around the country because they didn't have policemen. So, we'll put a church in every village, every ate-house, and that's force people to go
and get the monks to.
Have you been up to see Inverary prison?
No.
It's a.
Where's that about? I tried to get into Roswell, but I couldn't get in because they were charging bloody excuse my French. They were charging about £10, you know.
It should be free.
That's just a tourist. That's just a bloody commercialised thing.
Absolutely, man.
Well, I was raging. I walked all the way up there. I was hoping to get in to see the beautiful church and that, because there's some weird things in that day.
The Inverary prison is like a Madame Tussauds.
Right.
With
where's that about?
Inverary on the west
coast. Oh, sorry, I do.
And it shows you how the prison was in the Victorian times, and there's like dummies Madame Tussauds works in the cells. But then you see the torture equipment that you use on people who didn't go to church, like thumb screws and head screws. So you had no choice to go to church.
Oh my God!
So
yeah.
from the fear kept people going to church, and that slowly dwindled as the torture has stopped. And now
Yeah.
you see people, not many people go to church. But like you said, it's a form of control now.
Yeah, control the masses. Yeah.
I think the sphere ball is control as well. Like you're on this little spinning ball, so don't bother looking for any more land.
Yeah,
You stay there.
And it's like they say the moon's so many thousand miles away.
93
But how can you
miles.
see the crater sphere? Ken. Sometimes it's bigger and sometimes it's smaller.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that as well?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? You can see all these intricacies on the moon, even a flag supposedly left there. But that's not, but we can't see a satellite.
I know. Oh man.
Did you know there was no real photographs of Earth from space? They're all Photoshop.
I thought there was only one.
Yeah, that's more like, I don't know how precisely.
You
how
can the
did
picture.
it.
It's meant to be taken from the moon, and it's like a half crescent of the world, and it's just that.
Yeah.
But it's just one picture.
Aye.
But
But then there's a lot of realist painters who can paint that to make it look real. Like they can paint a can of Coca-Cola.
yeah.
and you think it's real,
Right.
but no,
Yeah.
it's a painting.
Have you
So-
seen a lot of the moon shots have been photoshopped as well? It's like covering buildings. It's on the moon and that, and big satellites and everything. I believe there's buildings on the dark side of the moon and that.
Do you think the moon even exists?
I think it may even be
As a
it may even be a
planet.
hologram, maybe.
Yeah. See, we can't prove it's a sphere. We can only.
We're just listening to NASA, eh?
Yeah, exactly. We've
Never
got
a
an
straight
operator.
answer. NASA, never a straight answer, aye. Yeah.
So, have you looked into the subject of flat Earth then?
I've not looked into it, but I would like to look into it. What I've probably been looking into is the Anunnaki. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. In fact, I do believe that.
That's how a lot of people come to the subject through that.
Through the Anunnaki,
Yeah.
Lord Enki and that. Aye.
But so, if you go on YouTube, can I ask you to watch one video then?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'll need to take a note of the channel down.
This is probably one of the most prominent figures on flat Earth, and
Is it? Oh, I'd like to take a note of that. Aye.
it's just that I promote his video because his video has such an effect on me.
Well, if it gives an extra view on it, aye.
And I think it'll have an effect on anybody coming into flat Earth. It's called 200.
What time is it, my friend?
All right.
I'm meeting that.
200 proofs.
200 proofs. Proofs spelt the right way, or?
PRO
Right, F-S. Right, that's cool.
Yeah. It's only 1:45.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Quite a time,
200 proofs why the Earth is not a spinning ball.
Yeah, I quite believe that, aye, because does it feel as if we're spinning, man? Does that look as if it's round, eh? Come on, man.
I know.
200 proofs without
Why Earth is not a spinning ball.
why Earth is not a spinning ball.
But you just
Aye,
have to
definitely, man. Aye, because I definitely believe that too, you know.
just put 200 in there, you'll get it in YouTube. 200 proofs.
Not come up with it.
But because he goes through each point systematically proving to you why it's impossible it can be living in the ball. Like viewing a ship on the horizon that people say is going over the curve, but then you zoom in and you see the whole of the boat again. Proving it's not going down.
Aye, I know, aye, it's...
And we've
Well, that sounds quite fascinating, that. Aye, I'll check that out, definitely, man.
Yeah, we've been lied to about
About
all our
a lot of
lives.
things, yeah, aye.
But this is probably one of the biggest things on YouTube, so
This
more
one,
and more
yeah.
people are waking up each day to realise that.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, because I thought I was one of the only ones, but no, there's a lot of people waking up now. Eh?
I've met lots of people here alone in Edinburgh, and never mind Scotland, and I'm part
I
of
see
a
someone
large
about.
group.
What do you think of David Icke? Do you think he's maybe an insider, or do you think he maybe really has had the awakening too?
Well,
You'll ken David Icke, eh?
yeah,
Aye.
I think it's like them all, like Alex Jones, whoever.
Yeah,
I look at the content, and
yeah.
if they're a shell or leading opposition or whatever, I don't care. I look at the content. If they're speaking about some
right.
truthful things, then I'll use it. but I don't get lost.
I don't really like Alec Jones because he doesn't really mention Jews a lot, Kenny. He mentions a lot of other things, but he doesn't mention Jews, which makes me think...
For obvious reasons, But I try not to concentrate on the personalities. I look at the content.
Right,
you know,
alright, that's...
Because people can be bought and people can be persuaded.
And put insiders and that.
If they're speaking about the truth, I think you should recognise that and call out the bullshit that you see.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. Hey man, it's been absolutely great talking to you and to see that
pleasure.
you're already
Thanks
quite
very much for that. I'm definitely awakened. Definitely.
Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, for I have them the river blues. Let the rain right on, no, let the waves so weep alone, for I got them the river blues. My old gal, she's a good old gal, smells like a waterfall, for I got them the river blues. Ain't no one to cry for me, fish will go out on a spree when I got them the river blues.
I'm from Indonesia. I'm 25 years old. Right now I just arrived in Edinburgh to continue my study in University Edinburgh. I'm studying finance in University of Edinburgh Business School.
I'll have to remember to keep hold of your contact. Finance.
Thank you very much. I'm struggling.
I bet you are, but then I suppose you know how to use your money to your best advantage if you're doing finance.
Actually it's how to manage the company money and then how to run the business.
Not your personal.
Personal money, I think, more or less similar.
And what's your first impressions of Scotland and Edinburgh, apart from being a bit cooler?
Oh, to be honest, one of my reason why I'm coming to Edinburgh is because I always gave positive feedbacks from my friends. I have some friends that graduate from University in Edinburgh, and they gave a lot of positive feedbacks. To be honest, before I arrived, I'm afraid that I come with too much expectation, you know.
Let's hope we don't disappoint then.
But actually when I arrive, and I can say to my friends and my family in Indonesia, is like Edinburgh is much more than I can expect. The city, the building, the people also very nice. Although I'm struggling with the Scottish accent sometimes. We're still working on it.
We struggle with it ourselves, with different dialects around the country.
But people are so kind, and it feels so genuine. It's nice.
That's really good to hear then, that you're having such a positive experience.
And I just watched this movie Braveheart before I came to Edinburgh, and it just feels like, whoa, there's people in this Scotland, in Edinburgh, have come with a long history back then. It's just so cool.
We're a bit friendlier now though than we were there at that time.
I guess. I believe that.
So I'm just going to ask you and explore your own thinking and why you think such things. Where do you get most of your information about the world in which you live in, do you think?
The world of what living in?
All the information you have about the world. Where do you get that information from?
Of course, it's from mostly today from YouTube. To be honest, I searched Edinburgh about the city, about UK, and from YouTube, like a travel channel such as Expedia or then a travel blog from someone, and I think it's very nice.
YouTube is so educational, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's so educational. YouTube.
YouTube, YouTube right now is like the second Google, you know. My friend just discovered how to cook. He didn't even cook anything back there in his country, but when he arrived in Edinburgh, now he can cook because of YouTube. You know, it's like the second Google.
Now, information about what's happening in politics, economics around the world. Do you get that from mainstream, or do you research your own information?
Well, actually, I'm still in Twitter service. I think Twitter is like still my main source of information. But if I'm feeling that I need to get more information, I'm going to the website
Right.
Yeah, like maybe in UK BBC or there or I don't know. Is it good? I don't know. Is it a good thing? Wow. Yeah.
Well, each to their own. I mean, I don't think so. I just think it's just propaganda.
Oh, yeah.
On a big scale.
Yeah, I guess also the media has their own interests, you know. Yeah, but sometimes, but in political, I try to see it as a natural. I try to be as natural as I can.
All right.
Really.
It's a big question here. I'm going to ask you. What shape do you think the Earth is?
Sorry?
What shape is the Earth?
Shape of the Earth? Well, I still believe that the Earth itself is globe. Yeah, but I respect the people opinions that think that the other shape of the world that maybe flat Earth. I watched some video of YouTube about this flat Earth theory. I think I'm just interested about their motivation, how they believe it, because I believe that people are logical, right? When they get these theories, they will try to process it with their logic, and when they accept it about this flat Earth theory or the other theory about the world, I think it must be because of something that very convincing, and I'm looking forward to discuss it. You know,
Well, would you like to ask me why I think that? Then you can ask me why I've come to that.
Oh yeah, what do you think about the shape of the Earth?
I can't tell you what shape it is, but I know it's not a spinning ball with water going around it. That's just absolutely silly.
Yeah.
I think when we were young at school, that's when we were told about the shape of the Earth, but we hadn't developed our own critical thinking at that age. So we accept authority, because authority wouldn't lie to us, so we accept it, and we grow up, but we never question it. I didn't question it till 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I started looking into it, because I fly drones, you know, drones with cameras, and I was told I get a satellite signal off them. But then if I was in a valley or somewhere isolated, I wouldn't get a signal. But then I look at my phone, there's no signal either. Land-based, it's not satellites.
It's sometimes it's hard to accept that you are getting closer to the satellite. Why can't you get a signal?
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Exactly.
But
see, people are not using the critical thinking, they just accept.
Yeah.
Now, I started researching to see if I can see any real footage of a satellite in space.
Wow.
Then I started researching, is there any rocket footage in space?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And I already searched the moon landings knowing they were a crock of bullshit. So I started saying, well, why are they lying to us? You know, if this is not a real, then do you know there's no real photographs of Earth from space?
Oh, it's all
Photoshop.
created? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Robert Simmons, you can listen to Robert Simmons on an interview. Now, he creates a blue marble shot every year of the Earth from space, and he's saying in the interview it's Photoshop because it has to be. So there's no real photographs.
Yeah. Even for Google Maps, you can see it's not really a picture. It's like
exactly, yes,
artificial.
Yes. Yeah. Now, this has never been. I'm going to do something now which has never been done on the moon or on a spacewalk, and I would suggest it's the first thing you would do when you arrive on the moon.
What's that? Like a 360 recording?
360.
Ah.
Just like the film studios don't do it.
Yeah.
They don't do it either. Why not? Because you would see the fourth wall. You'd see those actors,
cameraman.
Directors. Yeah, absolutely. What do you think of that idea that you may not be living on a spinning ball? Do you think that's crazy, or do you think I can convince you otherwise?
Well, I think I can. I try to be open-minded with kind of everything that comes to me. So when I see people came with this idea, I would like to hear why they are so believe in it. Because on the other way, I also like think what is the benefit to the authority to make people believe that this Earth is globe, or what is the advantage for them?
Well,
something like that.
In recent history, NASA are getting paid billions a year. Now, if that space doesn't exist, and they're presenting us with cartoons and CGI, they're getting those billions every year. Now, what good could that money do to the homeless, to the poor? Wow. But yet they're stealing the taxpayers' money, and they've been doing that since the 1960s, you know. And we just accept it, and if it's on television, we believe it. Now, you mentioned the BBC. Have you seen their logo?
Earth?
A spinning ball.
Yeah.
Every day we see that. Subliminally being entrenched into our heads.
Like doctrine.
Science fiction films.
Yeah.
But when I ask people why you believe in the Earth, do you have any evidence? Gravity, and then I say, well, I'm afraid that gravity's never been proven. There's no evidence that gravity exists. It's just a theory. I mean, you see.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I'm quite confident with this because if I drop my keys or something, when people say, "Oh, that's gravity," I said, "Okay, then can you prove to me that there was a force pulling that down to the ground?" No, you can't prove it, can you? But the keys, the molecules of that keys are heavier than the air, so they'll drop. Now, helium balloon, they're lighter, so they'll rise. So it's nothing to do with gravity. And people have a programmed response. Oh, gravity. Yet they can't see it, they can't prove it, can't feel it, can't touch it. It doesn't exist. It's just a lie that we accept without questioning.
Wow. Yeah, totally. If we think that way, it's similar maybe with the past time when Plato said that the Earth is flat, right? And then until years later, people make an research and then claim that the Earth is globe. But maybe in the future, I think maybe someone will discover new things about this world. Maybe this world is like not really that globe, or maybe the other theory. I think it's a someone will discover it later, and I guess as the citizen of the current time, we just accept with and do our best in life. Life. I think that's because I can really if I ask I cannot really prove it. How to prove it? Just we need to just sometimes accept it.
But then we have a monopoly on space. NASA. That's it. So we have to accept what they're telling us. And they use fisheye lenses to make things look round. You know, and they present us with CCGI and cartoons. There's no real photographs.
I once read about this flat Earth theory that there's a conspiration in NASA, and also the airplane take a longer road, like a round road. So it
on the globe model,
the globe,
it goes in silly directions to get there. But if you look, I'm not advocating any map, but when they show you a flat Earth, it's a straight line.
It's just hard to process. You know, sometimes I just like, wait, is it true or not? I don't know.
But I think that's a great place for our minds to be if we say we don't know, because as soon as we say we don't know, the mind is in a state of inquiring and wanting to learn. But if it's full of conclusions, then it's not going to look anymore, is it? It's not.
But I think that's the basic of research thinking, way of thinking, of critical thinking. You can question it, but if you cannot prove it, maybe you just drop it to that level, and then someday maybe when you have another proof, you can continue it, or someone should continue it.
Well, here's one you can do yourself. Do you think ships go over the horizon and below the curvature of the Earth?
Ships? I thought that what they taught us in the school.
That's more teaching ship. But if you take a zoom camera or a telescope and you see that ship almost disappearing or halfway down, you zoom in on it and you see the bottom of the boat again. You see the whole of the boat.
So it's because it's going so far our eyes cannot see it.
It's out of our line of perspective. So we can all do that to prove that, and you can go on YouTube and you can see hundreds of people doing that, showing you examples. So there is no curvature. You've never seen the curvature of the Earth. You have seen it.
The what? Sorry?
The curvature of the Earth. It's always flat, isn't it? On your aeroplane when you came from Indonesia, it's flat. Top of a mountain, it's flat. On the beach, it's flat. Nowhere is it curved, yet we believe it is.
I think it's also maybe relativity. I thought when an ant sitting in a ball, the ants will think that the ball is flat, but I don't know. This kind of theory, maybe it could be.
But the Earth's curvature is 8 inches per mile squared, and it's only 250,000 miles wide in the equator, so it's not that big. And if you go up to 21 miles, you can see footage from YouTube of amateur balloons filming a completely flat horizon. All the way around 360, completely flat. I belong to a group of people called the Fookers, which are trying to launch a balloon of their own up, and they use a fisheye lens so things look curved, but they have two wide-angle cameras which show completely flat horizons.
I respect all of the perspective about this theory. You know, I just want to discuss and see what their reason to believe it.
Well, do you think I've given you enough reasons for someone to...
Yeah.
Or at least not believe the magical spinning ball with water going around it?
Yeah. I try to respect people beliefs that. There's also like it can be accepted if we look from that point of view, but also I haven't read about another theory or just I cannot prove it, so just accept it what they teach us on the school.
Even if you can't come up with a theory, you can still disprove what you're being told. You know? And when you go home to Indonesia, you're going to have to fly down that ball, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
But airplanes don't dip, do they?
Yeah.
So how can you fly downwards to Indonesia on a ball? It's impossible, is it not?
It's still mysterious, you know. Even like how many years that people already living in this world, it's just still so many things to discover. But it's just like when we were kids, when I was a kid, I still used the telephone with cables, you know. So when I see cell phones, I question, and how can we call someone and talk with someone without these cables? And then the kids today using iPads and then iPhones, not even with cable. They don't even have time to question it, and they use phones, and that's it already. I can call people without cable, and they will not spending time thinking about the cable, about the transfer of the. About the waves. So I think it's just when this generation born and then get accept the theory about the earth, they just accept it without questioning it. Maybe it could be.
I quite agree, and I had to admit to myself that I'd accepted everything without looking into or researching it myself. And now I've been looking into it for 3 years, and you know.
Wow.
And there's millions of people. This is a huge subject on YouTube. There's millions of people coming into it, realizing that they've been lied to.
I saw many videos about. I saw like some videos, 2 or 3 videos about this flat Earth theory, because I'm just interested about what makes them believe.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said to you at the beginning. It fascinates me how 2 people can believe completely different outlooks on the same subject.
Yeah.
What influences you and what influences me to go? I would say I know what influences you because I was there where you are until I started looking into it myself, rather than just accepting authority. And like you mentioned relativity. You know, the relativity that keeps all the planes flying level in a ball has never been proven either. Gravity's never been proven. No photographs of Earth from space. There's no satellites in space. There's no rockets in space. So is there any of that making you think that perhaps you were lied to, that you don't have the truth of where you live? Or do you believe 100% you live in a spinning ball with water in it?
Yeah, for now, I can say that I have to believe it.
What can I ask you why you have to?
Because I can prove it, and I think it's logical.
Oh, can you prove it? Oh.
I cannot prove it.
So why do you believe it if you can't prove it?
Sometimes we just need to accept it when you cannot believe it.
You need to what? So accept it.
Accept it,
And I don't mean to be confrontational, but obviously, why do I need to accept it if I don't believe it?
So I think because maybe. If I discover that the world is not globe, but I think I still have to do what I have to do, like study and then go into work, and then feel needs of my family, something like that.
But then people could be obliterated and killed in the millions. Would you still say, it doesn't affect me? I still have to go to work and. I just think we're losing our humanity where we don't care if it's not happening to us. And like I told you, they're stealing billions every year of taxpayers' money. And you look at the homeless and the poor and how that money could be better used. But we say, we don't care. Take it. I don't care what shape it is. But then it's a criminal act on a huge scale.
Wow, I didn't go there. So I didn't think about it. It could be very important also.
I suppose that's what drives me, the criminal act of it. And I look into the children's faces. You know, they're going to school and just being lied to about where they live. They don't even know where they live. So.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think about that before.
Now did I? Just somebody pointed it out to me, and I started to get a bit angry about that. And I thought, wow, and just that money would sort out all the world's problems. But can you remember the videos you've watched on Flat Earth? Or who they were by, you know?
I just typed flat Earth and then I watched like the first two of the that came up in YouTube. I don't really remember the name.
Yeah, there's a lot of rubbish ones as well, and distracting ones and misleading ones, and Could I give you a name of one if you want to put one down? And I'll give you the name of my channel as well.
Okay. Yeah. I also have YouTube channel and make some video. Yeah.
What do you make them on?
Sorry?
What do you make the videos about?
It's mostly about short movies because I'm interested in making movies, and also I direct some movies, and I act.
You act as well?
Believe it or not, yeah.
Are you acting now?
I was an actor, but no, I don't know. I tried to.
You're not acting now, though.
Sorry, no. I'm being honest about my what I think right now.
All right. What type of movies do you make then?
It's mostly about the short movies. Sometime during our study with the university, we required to make a video about some events, and then with some friends we create the videos, and then.
Oh. You have to give me a name. What's the name of your YouTube channel?
I can give you later.
It's just if you put it on here, I'll remember it because it'll be recorded.
It's Dharma Putra 911, I guess.
Dharma
Putra 911.
How are you spelling Putra?
Putra. So 911. Yeah.
I'll look and leave a comment so you know.
I will comment in your page also.
Oh, excellent! Yeah. Good. A good video to go and watch would be Eric Dubé 200 Proofs.
Wow.
It goes through systematically every point, showing why it's impossible to be living in a spinning ball with water in it. If you just put 200 proofs into YouTube, it'll come up. It's probably one of the most popular videos.
Yeah. I think it's also fun, to live with something you believe and you have to prove it. I think it's a good feeling. Yeah.
Okay, man. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much, John.
That's great, and I look forward to.
I'll look forward for your videos. Okay, thank you very much.
I'll probably put it up quite soon. So.
Oh yeah, nice. Thank you.
I ramble and I ramble my way. Not looking for a place to stay alive, to ramble not and day. I ramble and I ramble on my way. I ramble and I ramble my way. Not looking for a place to stay alive, to ramble not and day. I ramble and I ramble on my way.